My dear child, don't you dare say you are not doing enough. Every day you wake up is a consequence, not a coincidence. It means you are always doing your best. Praise yourself because you have been doing it all by yourself for a long time. It has not been easy. You keep changing yourself for the better. You keep working on yourself. So you keep trying new things. You keep learning your lessons. You keep overcoming obstacles and challenges. So you keep discovering your passion, potential, and purpose, and you keep picking yourself up. So you keep pushing through and you keep being your own support system. So you keep developing your character and don't ever say you are not loved. So the more you love yourself, the more effort you will put into yourself. So you have been doing all the hard work because you love yourself and you have been showing yourself love through actions. So your own love should make you feel good about yourself. So if you don't feel the love inside yourself, maybe it is time to start communicating better in your relationship with yourself. So words have power. Say something nice to yourself. Speak to yourself with love. So talk kindly to yourself because you deserve respect and compassion. Tell yourself gently right now, thank you, and you are doing so well, and I love you, and you are more than just enough. So my child, know that the time to inform is now. An aspect of your personality, ego self must die to make a way for a new shiny star to be born. And your soul has never felt before more ready for this new beginning. So the universe has been preparing you for this and for quite some time now. So you are finally set to walk through and all the doors that were meant for you to open. So you are attracting abundance at the highest level because you are no longer operating at a low frequency. So you are a walking, talking, breathing magnet naturally captivating the energy of miracles everywhere you go. So you are protected by the universe on every side. Nothing can hinder your growth and the divine plan that is being laid out for you. So you are content with this version of you, but you know that the evolution of your soul is just getting started. So get excited to see what beautiful magic the universe has in store for you in this chapter and the next. So everything has been preparing you for this exact moment in time, and the tests are all reminders of the warrior and that is inside you. So the trump are all reminders of the winner, and that is inside you. So my child, know that. I hope you take this moment to remind yourself that you are worthy and you are loved with or without someone else. So I hope you treat yourself kindly and with love for the rest of this journey. And no matter what you encounter along this path, and I hope you trust that you are good enough, brave enough, and strong enough to be all that you are meant to be. So, a life without difficulties and pain may be possible, but a life of courage is. So, choose hope, my friend. Choose to be kind to yourself. Be brave enough to stand by you and through all of life's changes. So, even if you feel stuck and overwhelmed, remember there is strength in you to take one more step. So you have what it takes to find your way, to grow through things, to make it through those difficult and painful days. So all you need is the courage to believe in yourself. So my child, know that. Remember what life has taught you through your loss. Remember what it told you during the times you could not push through. You are here now because you have shown life you are more than what the world said you could not do. And you are more than the wrongs people label you with. So take every chance to breathe and to live. And to love all the parts of you. Take every chance to grow and to learn. Take your life into your own hands and be proud for holding on to it and every second that passes by. So my child, know that. You choose to cut out distractions and take the leap to level up, and you are not afraid of what other people think of you. So you are walking step by step along the path, and that God source is calling you to. So the intuition you developed is sharp and is a guiding light for you to make the best possible decision. So every moment that you make the right decision to improve yourself and do the inner work, your intuition gets sharper with this light and you will prosper. So my child, know that. Let's fall in love with making each day more beautiful than the last, and let us fall in love with ourselves a little more each day, and with every messy and uncomfortable thing we learn about ourselves while doing so. So let us fall in love with making mistakes in order to grow, and let us fall in love with taking risks and taking meaningful steps outside our comfort zones. So let us fall in love with the littlest things in life and the biggest things and absolutely everything in between. So let us fall in love with prioritizing ourselves and the way that look after our mind and bodies makes us feel. So let us fall in love with life and everything on this planet that makes you feel like you belong here. Let us fall in love with chasing happiness and each moment that helps you catch it. Let's open our hearts and let love in every way imaginable. Let's fall in love with the gift we have been given to be right here and right now. So let us fall in love with each other and watch the beauty bloom from our soft hearts and shine light onto the world. So, my child, know that if you keep pushing the edges of your limits, you will soon realize those edges only ever existed in your mind. So, if you keep pushing the edges of your limits, you will soon realize those edges only ever existed in your mind. And if you confront the fears that have been holding you back, you will discover that fear has no power without your permission. So, if you are brave enough to step toward what you want most in life, limitless possibilities will open up in front of you. So, life shows up for you when you show up for yourself, but you have to be willing to fight for it. So, you have to believe that your strength is greater than any struggle, and you have to trust your ability to preserve. So you have to call upon your inner resilience and you have to know in every cell of your being that you already have what it takes. So starting in the hardest part, and if you have the courage to begin, you have the courage to keep going, and you have the courage to walk this path with faith and grace. So you have the courage to rise above any challenges and you have the courage to succeed. So you just have to know in every cell of your being that how far you go and what you are capable of is not dependent on other people, and it all begins and ends with you. So my child, know that God brings movement into our lives and when we have to stand alone in difficulty and testing. So God will even blind the eyes and deafen the ears of our closest friends, family and loved ones in moments so that we can learn to minister to ourselves. God, a lot you are trying to handle, manage, and the pressures get to you. Finances, job stress, marital problems, and family issues. So life can become so overwhelming that it poses a threat to your health, your sanity, and your very survival. So timeouts are crucial. Regroup, Be grateful that you are breathing, that you get to do life God can remove or help you climb any mountain, no matter how high. So you can only do one thing at a time. Let God handle what works out or does not. Surrenders the key to your sanity. So, my child, know that. Don't waste your love on people who are not willing to invest real energy into the relationship. People who are too self centered to prioritize your hurt. People who make you feel like you are the only one trying, the only one who genuinely cares. So don't waste your love on people who are only out for themselves. So people who will only remember your existence when it is convenient for them. And people who will cancel plans with you when a better offer comes along then expect you to come running whenever they need you. So don't waste your love on people who are unable to appreciate the size and strength of your heart. Sometimes when someone shares their pain, they are not always looking for advice. So they are looking to be heard and they are looking to empty every corner of their body, holding on to heart. So they don't need someone to tell them what they could have done differently or what they should do next. So they don't need more work, they don't need more opinions. What they need is to be listened to, acknowledged, and understood. So they need someone to hear them without judgment or criticism, and they need compassion and empathy. And when someone shares their pain, they are not always looking for advice, but for someone to hold their pain momentarily so they can take a break from feeling heavy. So, my child, know that as we come before you today, we acknowledge that you are our refuge and our strength. So, in you we find safety and protection from the storms of life. Your love and grace sustains us through all trials and difficulties. So, we pray that you would continue to be our refuge, especially in times of trouble. Shield us from harm and keep us safe from danger. And may we find comfort and peace in your presence, knowing that you are always with us. So we ask that you would help us to trust in your goodness and faithfulness, even when we do not understand what is happening around us. So may we rest in the knowledge that you are in control and that your plans for us are good. So thank you for being our refuge and our fortress. May we continue to seek you and find our strength in you alone. So, my child, know that. There is a difference between being open and being vulnerable, and sometimes not being able to distinguish between the two creates a false sense of intimacy in our interpersonal relationships, especially when it comes to new connections. You see, when people are open, they will give you enough for you to feel as if you know them, when in reality, you don't know them well enough at all. But we sometimes tend to think that because someone was so open with us and we know them well enough to make a judgment about them. So this then leads us to create a perception of them and perhaps even romanticize them in a way that does not actually match their true reality. And the truth is that it is not until someone is fully vulnerable with you that you know who they actually are. And vulnerability is a sacrifice of comfort and ego, and it is about cracking your shell to people who you believe and deserving. So this is why it is important to slow and careful with any kind of new relationship, whether it is platonic, romantic, or what have you. My child, know that when you contemplate yourself and retain the same thoughts you would reserve for the people you love the most. We often dwell on the beauty and values of those we love the most, neglecting to do the same for ourselves. We forget that while we may be surrounded by a loving companion on the outside, our inner voice, our soul, remains alone unless we are the ones thinking in superlatives about it and appreciating it. Wake up each morning and acknowledge your resilience, strength, and wisdom. And if you miss a word of encouragement, be the one to offer it to your inner soul who yearns for it so deeply. So, my child, know that they are working all the time, or they are anxious about money, or their health, or their kids, or they are tired of trying to please an impossible to please spouse, or they are depending on alcohol to relax. So they are wearing a heavy yoke. Can you relate? And if so, I have good news. Jesus offers you a life of freedom. So listen to his invitation. Are you tired from carrying a heavy burden? Are you worn out from pulling a heavy load all by yourself? So come to me, look right now. My arms are open wide to you. See my smile. My heart is for you, to give you my rest, my peace, and my life. So come to me, don't try so hard to make that situation work out like you want. So slow down and take a deep breath. So open your heart to me, submit to me as I submit to the Father, and you will enjoy His love with me, and you will experience my rest of soul. So come to me and I want to help you to carry your burdens. Don't pull that heavy load in your own strength and enter into the harness with me. So let me show you how to pull the plow across the field and get the work done in a good and relaxed way. So walk with me and work with me. Look straight ahead and keep in cadence with me, and we will step together easily and lightly. We will smile in the Father's love as we bless people in need. So, dear someone, know that I have always been the kind of person who believes in the good in others, and I try to see the best in people even when they don't show it outright. And so I give you the benefit of the doubt, believing in your potential, and invested my time and energy in building a connection with you. But what did you do with that trust? You broke my heart time and time again. You took advantage of my emotions, changed your behavior, and betrayed me in the end. And every time I try to rationalize your actions and make excuses for you, hoping that things would be different, but they never were. So you left me feeling shattered and wonderful, and I was left trying to mend the pieces of my heart, wondering where I went wrong, and I'm tired of being hurt by you. So it's like a pattern that keeps repeating itself, and I'm exhausted from it. I'm sick of trying to see the best in you, and when you have shown me you're lost. So you have made it hard for me to keep trusting, hoping, and believing in the goodness of others, and you have made me jaded and cynical, and I don't want to buy this away. I know that everyone has their own reasons, but that does not lessen the pain that you have caused me. So you have made me question my judgment and my ability to read people. You have made me doubt my own worth and my ability to love and be loved. So now I have to be more cautious and set strong boundaries to protect myself from you. And I have to take some time for myself to heal and come back stronger, more resilient, and more hopeful than ever before. And even though you have hurt me deeply, I know that I will never stop believing in the possibility of love, kindness, and genuine connection. But from now on, I will not give you the benefit of the doubt, and you have lost that privilege, and it is up to you to earn it back. So, dear someone, know that I have not met you yet, but I wonder if you will have hazel brown eyes. I wonder if you will smile each time and you see me or tease me when I say something of absurdity. I have not met you yet, but I wonder if you will be affectionate and settle my insecurities in our relationship, and I know that you will be kind as I test your patience. You will be gentle, the serenity I need after the treacherous storm, and I guarantee that I will be there in your hour of need when you are struck by life's turbulence. I'm not looking for perfection, far from it, and we will lean on each other for support. I have not met you yet, but I already know that you will mean everything to me and more, a love letter to the unknown. So my child know that there was a certain in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called of the Italian band, a devout man and one that featured God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. He saw in a vision, evidently about the ninth hour of the day, an angel of God coming into him and saying unto him, Cornelius, and when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, The prayers and the time alarms are come up for a memorial before God. And now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. He loaded with one Simon, a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. So my child, know that. That night God appeared to Solomon and said, What do you want? Ask, and I will give it to you. Give me the wisdom and knowledge to lead them properly. For who could possibly govern his great people of yours? God said to Solomon, Because your greatest desire is to help your people, and you did not ask for wealth, riches, fame, or even the death of your enemies or a long life, but rather you ask for wisdom and knowledge to properly govern my people, I will certainly give you the wisdom and knowledge you requested. But I will give also you wealth, riches, and fame, such as no other king has had before you or will ever have in the future. Yes, but I will also give you wealth, riches, and fame, such as no other king has had before you or will ever have in the future. Type yes if you have faith and trust in God, and if you want your all wishes comes true, type Amen.